time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure, so let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode of the Up North Journal podcast is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Buck Baits,
Better the Hunt,
Rebel 6 Rubs and Seasonings,
EZ Kut,
Limb Walker Game Calls,
Hunter's Blend Coffee,
Packer Max,
Fourth Arrow Camera Arms,
Scent Blocker,
Scent Lock,
Copper John,
and Stanislawski Release Aids. Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in the UNJ cabin tonight with Dan DeFaul. Yes, I said UNJ cabin. There is no north, there is no south, and Dan is next to me.
That's right. I am back in the cabin after a 12-week hiatus of lockdown.
No Rona here, man.
No Roni here.
So, dude, welcome back.
Yeah, you know what? It's good to be back. It's like almost a normal Sunday evening.
We got the band back together.
We do. We did. And you know what? There's nothing better than playing music for our supporters.
Absolutely.
We talk about them. So how about we talk about them, and people that listen to our show help us go help our supporters. The first one, it's grilling season, obviously, right? So there's nothing better than going over to Rebel 6 Rubs, and you can get 20% off your order when you check out if you use the code North Journal. And I tell you what, whether it's chicken, venison, anything, you put this on it and it's good. And you put it on vegetables, it's even better. But another supporter of Up North Journal, Buck's Baits, for 20% off on your order there when you check out. Go over to buckbaits.com. You use the promo code Up North Journal. Check out what he's got. He's got a lot of stuff out there. He's got some hand sanitizer for the camp and everything now over there. So check that out. Obviously, you see we're drinking it right here.
That's right.
It's our Hunter's Blend coffee. That's right. And if you want to get a 10% off your order when you check out, go over to Hunter's Blend, use the promo code UNJ, and you'll get 10% off your order. And last but not least, a while now we talked with Slade over at Trips for Trade. And I tell you what, a lot of things are getting canceled because of what's going on.
Absolutely.
And bear hunts across the borders and everything. But that doesn't stop you from thinking about maybe trading for another trip. Go over to Trips for Trade. If you use the promo code UpNorth20, you'll get 20% off the yearly membership. It brings it down to about $100.
There you go. So, welcome back, man. God, it's good to see you back here in the cabin.
I know, right? It's like
I had to put everything back in order, man.
That's an understatement.
The place was tore apart. I had to reconfigure everything because you were MIA. But let's get into tonight's show, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Let you know what? It's a special kind of show when we have a proud supporter of Up North Journal. And when you meet this guy, it's a unique situation.
Hey, Jerry, how's it going, man?
Up North Journal, boys. How are you?
Doing good. Jerry from EZ Kut.
So happy to be here.
Dude, it's good to see your face again. It looks like you get a little bit of long hair going there.
Yep, and I was able to look. It's been 3 months, and I actually have somewhat of a beard going.
Right.
That's how long it takes a guy like me. I'm not like you, Mike.
Hey, mine's gone, though. I shaved it off, man. When I come back from turkey season, I couldn't take it no more.
Yeah, I never really experienced it to that level, so I don't know for sure, but I've got a little here. I've got a little stubble showing, so.
Well, the guys challenged me. You know, I had that thing going from elk season. I shaved it off as soon as I come back from elk season, and then I started growing it back again. And when, this COVID crap hit, they said, leave your beard on until it's over. And I said, all right. But when I came back from turkey hunting, ticks just tore us up. I shaved my head and I shaved my beard again. Couldn't take it. But we had a good time. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm holding up. We're doing all right.
Good deal. And the business, everything going good with you guys down there at EZ Kut?
Well, we are hanging in there tough too. I mean, things are going pretty good. We've got some things that have changed since this coronavirus hit. So it's been interesting.
Things have changed a little bit. So what, are you doing things differently as far as there's no shows?
Well, can I go back to the beginning of it and give you a little story of it?
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Yeah.
When this hit right around mid-March, right?
Yep.
I believe it was March 18th, it was 17th or 18th. I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Tulsa Farm Show.
Okay.
And I was having a killer show. And, the week previous, it was starting to get serious in New York. Certainly Spain and Italy was affected deeply. from all this COVID-19, or what I like to call China virus. When I got the word that it was going to really affect EZ Kut was in Tulsa on a Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. The Oklahoma governor shut all shows down.
Wow.
So effective immediately, they said you had to be out of the show. So by 5 o'clock that afternoon, we were done. And I think that's when I really realized, wow, this is going to have a major effect on our business. If Oklahoma is shutting down all shows, well, certainly some of these larger populated states were going to do it as well. And as you guys know, EZ Kut has been on the show circuit for a long time. And in the last 6 years since I owned it with Scott, since we bought it, with Scott and I bought it, we were on track to doing about 48 shows a year.
Wow.
That's a lot of shows, right?
Right.
We were grinding it out. So on March 18th, that show was done, and I had to come home.
Okay.
So that kind of hurt us in the pocketbook immediately. Shortly thereafter, all the shows that we had scheduled in the balance of March and April and May, which is our biggest part of the show season for us, that's when we have a lot of shows and good ones packed in. We lost those as well. So
that's tough,
the
man.
effect to the company was huge.
In companies like yours, I mean, all the way across the whole industry, not just the hunting industry, but, the outdoor, the fishing industry, the camping and hiking, all those shows, man, they were all gone. Like within a week or two, everybody canceled. But you weathered the storm.
Absolutely. The following week we had Outdoor Rama in Michigan. And then you, Danny, and I met up in Novi one year.
Yep.
We were scheduled to do that one, that outdoor show, and then we had lost the Madison Deer and Turkey Classic, the Ohio Deer and Turkey. I mean, they all went away.
Yep, they just went like dominoes.
Yeah, exactly. So to say the least, we have been impacted. In fact, when this all started, we sat down, we realized we were going to be missing about 65 to 70% of our revenue stream. Gone. So essentially, with the government stopping business, we've been applying to the SBA grants and loans. We did not receive the grant. We did get our PPP, which helped for our payroll situation. So we haven't laid anybody off, but we are, working very, very hard to keep the business going.
Right.
We had a lot of product that was already on the way. I know we're going to get into some product stuff later, but already on, getting ready to ship from overseas. Spain is now one of our partners in building new products, as you know, with a Kamikaze line. Spain is a major now, partner with us, and Spain was probably one of the hardest hit countries. So that affected that as well. So it was, it's been a challenge the last couple months, but I'm happy to say that we are on the upswing. What really has been helpful has been internet sales, and internet sales, which we were working very hard over the last couple of years to improve. Thank goodness. Have been and will be what saves us. So now is the time for us to get the word out to everybody, and everybody's on the internet now shopping. Right. And thankfully, I think that's going to help save and ultimately build our business.
Well, you guys have been doing a lot of live stuff. It seems like every week or twice a week you guys are you're doing live hits. Running specials and things like that, and really drumming up the business. That's had to have helped you guys tremendously.
Yeah, that has been good. I mean, we've been getting a lot of great response to. I think Scott and I have a great. I don't want to be too braggy, but I think we have a good rapport together. That's why we got in the business together. And when we go to shows, we do pretty well. And now when we do our live virtual trade shows, or if we're going to do any live video, I think we are working good together and getting the word out. And I think people, well, let's just put it this way. They like Scott a lot. And so not so much me.
I don't know, but I've seen you guys, you're doing some crazy stuff. You started with the big horns. I seen that. I seen something with some fake beards. And then last time I seen you, you guys were dressed in 3-piece suits. I mean, you're mixing it up. Every time I see you guys on, you're doing something different.
Yes.
And I like that.
Truth be told, Leanne, that was Leanne's idea to dress up. And I thought the morning of, we had that trade show scheduled. The morning of, Scott called me. He said, "Hey man, let's wear our suits, And I'm like, well, at first I was like, what? That's not EZ Kut style. We're t-shirt guys. And he said, no, let's do it. Let's shake it up. And I'm like, you know what? Sounds good. All right, let's see what happens. So I don't know if he was trying to mess with me or not. So I wore a t-shirt to work, and I brought the suit with, and he was wearing his fancy clothes. As soon as I saw he wasn't messing with me, I figured, okay, we're going to clear out. I'll wear it too. So it worked out pretty good. A lot of people talked about it. So it was awesome.
So you thought he was setting you up to wear a 3-piece suit and he be in a t-shirt, huh?
Look, Scotty. If you've met Scotty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're, at any one point, he and I could be messing with each other. So, look, we were friends before we did business. So,
right.
I kind of know his MO.
That's good, man. You got to keep it loose. Got to keep having a little fun along the way, because if it's not fun, it's work, and that's
absolutely.
It's when it gets boring. So,
agreed.
I tell you what, we're getting close here to a break, so let's go ahead. We'll take our first break. We come back. We want to talk about some product here. We got our Sling Pack here, and I know that's on your mind tonight. So just hold that thought. We'll step outside, and we'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has reinvented the way you buy bows.
From now on, you can make the most educated decision possible
by basing your bow choice specifically on your shooting needs and goals.
All you need to do is ask yourself, what kind of shooter am I? What do I want to achieve?
PSE will help find the right category for you.
So, what kind of shooter are you?
Find out at psearchery.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Second segment of the show, talking with Jerry from EZ Kut, hanging out in the cabin tonight. We kind of talked about getting through all this nasty stuff, getting back on our feet. Business is good. We've got people going back to work right now, and people are wanting to get out in the woods, Jerry. So, we've got our Sling Pack here. Do you want to start with that, or do you want to start with something else?
Well, can I talk about the little prize we're talking about, and then I'll go right into the Sling Pack? So everybody, all the listeners, Mike, Danny, and I talked about it earlier. Whoever can come up with this correct answer, that I'm gonna give you this question here. The first 5 people to give the correct answer, we're gonna give away a free EZ Kut original ratcheting pruner. The question is, when was EZ Kut originally started? When was EZ Kut originally started? So first correct answer to the first 5 people who answer correctly. We'll get a original EZ Kut ratcheting pruner. So good luck.
So there we go.
And then I'll go right into the Sling Pack, guys, if you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Sling Pack is a patented carrying case that we designed. Scott and I designed about 3.5 years ago. We got the patent 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
The Sling Pack is made of ballistic nylon. It's super durable. You guys know, you use them, so you know that they're tough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was designed to carry initially just a lopper, any lopper, really. And then we decided that it had to have more features. And so we made this, we called it the world's first outdoor tool carrying case. We have a pocket for our original EZ Kut ratcheting pruner, which fits the pruner and the sheath. There's a pocket on the bottom outside that fits our EZ Kut wow saw, super popular folder saw that goes in that bottom pocket. The main compartment, when you flip over the lid of the EZ Kut Sling Pack, it fits our G2 Lopper. The G2 Lopper is a phenomenal cutting. It's the largest cutting capacity lopper there is in the world. Cuts up to 3.5 inches. it extends from 18 inches to 42 inches.
I love that feature. That is awesome.
Phenomenal tool. There's another pocket in the shoulder strap that contains our EZ Kut Carbide Sharpener. Fits right in the pack, and it's accessible. So when you have the Sling Pack fully loaded over the shoulder, the sharpener is available at all times. So you could be cutting, you're feeling like you're not getting the cutting is not as efficient. You can sharpen any of the tools. So that carbide sharpener goes in that pocket right at the shoulder strap. The pocket on the cap is a accessory pocket. You can fit your phone, keys, chewing tobacco, whatever, goes in that pocket. And then there's side grommets on either side of that Sling Pack. You'll notice there's 3 side grommets on each side, and those are made to, you can hook a carabiner onto it, you can hook a koozie. We will be coming out with more products and more accessories that will attach to the Sling Pack. So when you go out in the field, you'll have everything that you could want for clearing woods, taking care of the backyard, taking care of the farm, setting up for hunts, whatever, you have it in your fully loaded Sling Pack. Additionally, the Sling Pack we were always thinking about what's going to come next. We can fit our straight blade, fixed blade, Kamikaze, EZ Kut powered by Kamikaze saw. We can fit our curved blade, EZ Kut powered by Kamikaze Max curved blade saw. We can fit and now we can fit our little G, and I'll get to the little G in a little bit. But we can also put our Lopper in there, our little G Lopper in there as well with the G. All of that can fit into the Sling Pack, so it's a phenomenal deal.
So it's like really like a shoulder carry tool belt.
Exactly. And it's got everything for doing what you need to do in the woods.
Something I've noticed on here, and I've never asked you this, but on the front, like where the wow saw goes and the pruner pocket, you've got reflective material on that.
Correct. And that was part of the design. We planned it that way because we knew folks like you would be using them on ATV.
Okay.
Or riding horses. For us, Scott's an avid horse owner and trail rider, and I do a little, enough to know that these tools are phenomenal on the trail to clear trails as well as ATVs and so on. While you're riding, when you're wearing this, it's reflective, so obviously for safety.
Gotcha. That's what I assumed it was, but just wanted to make sure. And you talk about the grommets. You got the 3 on the side, you got 2 right here in the front. You can clip stuff all over this. It's just incredible the amount of things that you can put in this.
Right,
exactly. Okay. And I'm holding the EZ Kut Ratcheting Pruners. And if you missed the question, Jerry is graciously giving away 5 of these on the live feed right now. If you answer the question correctly, and that question was, what year did EZ Kut start?
Oh, we got a plethora of different years.
Right, exactly. So nice. Somebody said they missed the question, so I wanted to repeat it. Here's what you're going to win. You're going to win these ratcheting pruners, and these, just for a single hand use, one hand ratcheting style, these work wonders. Use them on the back fence. Here.
We got wild grapevines, and they just grow uncontrollably. And like I said, I keep them with me when I'm riding the mower. We got some small trees on the fence line in a field next to us. If they start getting into my my vision when I'm driving, I'll just stop and clip the branches off, throw them over the fence. But they're nice to have on the mower, in my pocket as well. So it's there's no telling how many different ways you can use these things. I mean, I did an example of a video one time. My son had some PEX pipe tubing for plumbers, and it cut right through that as well. I mean, just slick as butter.
Oh, yeah. People have been using them for PEX for a long time. It's really a good tool for that, but also for when you're processing game, you're in a jam and somehow you forgot your knife in your pack. I've done it many times. You can gut a deer. You can cut the pelvic bone in a smaller deer, not so much with a larger elk or anything like that, but you can slice open, and then you can turn that around and cut the brisket.
Right.
okay, and open up the brisket with that ratcheting pruner. It's just an ultimate tool for a hunter, really.
Well, you talk about the loppers as well. If you've got them with you, you can take the legs off, the lower leg on a deer off. You can break that pelvic bone area.
Right.
You can cut the jawbone if you're doing QDMA style and you're aging jawbones.
Right.
You can reach back there and clip that jawbone. So these things, I like I said, there's a million different uses that you can use these things for.
Yep, absolutely.
Another thing, Jerry, is you also, you talked about the website and that, and also if you run into a situation, and I'm holding the EZ Kut ratcheting in my hand, if something happens to the blade, you have replacement blades that you can order and become just as good as new, correct?
Correct. So every part, every component of our tools, all our tools have replaceable parts. So if a knife got dull over time, it can happen. You can replace that blade. If you chip or crack the blades, we will replace those blades, through our guarantee. So everything is guaranteed for life as well.
There you go.
Lifetime. EZ Kut was the first in the garden tools and in ratcheting pruner world to offer a lifetime guarantee. We still honor it today. So everything is covered. Now, the only thing we don't really cover is complete negligence or misuse, or if you have a dulling blade. You have an old blade over time, it's time to replace the blade. You can get that on our website.
But remember, you've got in the Sling Pack, you've got that sharpener, and I will say, I saw the sharpener. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. It's a sharpener. It's there if I need it. And mine was getting a little dull. And I'm like, I'm going to try this. And I just hit that thing a couple times on each side. I was blown away at how sharp that blade became, and how easy it was to sharpen it.
Yeah, it's made specifically for that type of carbon steel to get you a real good edge. It just basically takes the curl out of that edge and gets it back to, cutting correctly. It's a great tool. You can use that on anything. You use it on your broadheads. It's great for sharpening broadheads.
I never thought about that. I'll have to try that out too.
Yes, especially mechanicals. It's an awesome tool for that.
There you go. Okay, we still got a few minutes here.
So when you and Scott were thinking about this EZ Pack and coming up with the Sling Pack and everything, about how long did it take overall from guys sitting around looking at each other in the office and going, hey, let's think of it. I just wanted to figure out how long it took you guys to say, hey, we got prototype to what we see today.
Okay, well, we bought the company 6 years ago. But that's a good question because, yes, we bought the company 6 years ago, but it took us about 3 years to make that purchase happen. So initially, the reason we wanted to buy EZ Kut is because we hunt as well. We were hunting together, Scott and I, and we were filming for Deer and Deer Hunting TV, and we were getting a lot of our hunts on video and on TV a little bit here and there with Deer Hunting TV. And so we spent a lot of time obviously hunting, right? And we would trade off camera to hunter, and we'd always, if we had a time to chat about stuff, as you do if you spend a lot of time in a tree, we'd always go, what's your favorite tool in your backpack? And there were certain things like scents that we liked, or calls that we thought were better than others, and then the tool that we loved the most was EZ Kut. And believe it or not, before Scott and I ever met, both of us had bought an EZ Kut at a show somewhere down the line, right, as we were growing up in the hunting industry. So when we bought the company 3 years before that, we were already talking about it. Okay, what would you do better? What would you do good? How would you improve this? Well, as far as the original EZ Kut pruner goes, we figured out there was no improving it. We tested it against everything else on the market. Nothing could touch that pruner. So we didn't change a thing about the original EZ Kut. But then we started thinking about, okay, how can we make it better? How can we make using it better? So one of the first things we did was design a sheath, a pruner sheath. And if you ever, I think you have one of those in the Sling Pack, if you want to pull it out, the pruner sheath is patented as well. Not a lot of people know that. So
actually, I don't have mine with me. Danny's going to go grab it.
No problem. So, but the pruner sheath's phenomenal, right? You can turn the cap into itself and put it into the back weaving. It creates a holster. you can then weave the belt through it sideways, and now you can wear this pruner in the lateral position, and it fits perfectly. So if you're sitting in a tree, or if you're climbing, or if you're sitting on a lawnmower, or ATV, or horse, it's not going to dig in your side like most, in fact, all pruner sheaths do. So it's a perfect ergonomics and a perfect design. And outside of that, it was also designed to hold the pruner perfectly. So if you were climbing a tree, it's not just going to fall out on you.
Right.
If you're riding a horse, it's not just going to pop out of your holster. So the sheath turns into a holster. It's a phenomenal patent and very popular. And most people, when they get the pruner now, they buy the pruner sheath combo. That took about, that was in plans about a year and a half before we bought the company. When we bought the company, to get back to your question, the Sling Pack and the pruner sheath were under design for us for about a year, and then we found a person in Minnesota that does a lot of design work, and he helped us clean up the design even more. And then we had several raw prototypes before we got into the serious prototype. That took about another year. And then we had to file for our patent. Once that happened, that took about a year and a half to get. So the whole, from concept to having actual product shipped, took about 4.5 years.
Okay, so a design just doesn't happen overnight. There's a lot of thought, a lot of work, a lot of, like you said, cleaning up and patent and the whole 9 yards.
Well, that's why I was thinking about when they were thinking of the Sling Pack. I'm sure it wasn't the first home run off the idea off the top of their head, and I just picture these two guys, and we work with these two guys, so I picture these two guys in an office trying different types of backpacks and having fun while doing it. It's just like exactly.
Oh, absolutely. And we do that with everything we've come up with now. So since we own the business, the G2 Lopper is our design, and Scott and I have got together to improve on loppers, because at the time when we bought the business, the lopper we had was good but not great.
Okay.
So we took the time to redesign our lopper, and we created the G2 Lopper. From the new stuff that we have, we were very much involved in designing and producing the fixed blades saws that you see now, EZ Kut powered by Kamikaze fixed blade saws. Same thing with the pole saws. Those are all, again, altered and put together and engineered by Scott and I. And then lastly, I'll throw that in if we got time, guys, we have the little G.
Absolutely.
I tell you what. Hang on to that thought with a little G. Let's toss to a break. We'll come back, because this is something that we haven't got in our hands yet, and I want to know the lowdown on this, because we're excited about that. So we're going to step outside, take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has always dominated the speed category. Now, the most revolutionary cam system ever to hit the market has perfected the shooting experience. Introducing PSE's Evolve Cam System, featuring extremely high let-off capabilities and the smoothest draw cycle in history. No other cam system has ever delivered this level of total comfort and total control. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
Welcome back. Third segment of the show as I'm knocking things over here. But before we went to break, Jerry, you wanted to talk about your newest product, the Little G. We've been anxiously awaiting. Lay it on us.
Well, the Little G has been in the design and thought process for about 2.5 years now. It is the world's lightest compact lopper. With a very large cutting capacity. So we wanted something that was in between our ratcheting pruner and our G2 Lopper. Obviously, our ratcheting pruner cuts big stuff. Our G2 Lopper cuts even bigger stuff. And our Little G, or Lil G, is a compact lopper, only weighs 2 pounds, and it cuts up to 2-inch limbs.
Okay.
And the unique thing about this tool is it cuts both in one swipe, and it also cuts in a ratcheting operation. So you don't always have to use ratcheting. You can cut smaller stuff with one swipe, or you can go ahead and ratchet, where the little G really is made to ratchet, and the pruner, in effect, is as well. Okay, the little G is a little more unique that way. The thing is, again, sticking with the mode of high quality, the metal in there is SK5 hardened carbon steel, so the blade is top notch. It has a nonstick coating on it. It is got a unique lock, okay? In the lock position when the tool is closed, all you have to do is squeeze it together. You give it a real bump. It opens up, so it's a self-opening lock.
Okay.
And then, like our G2 Lopper, when you do go to ratchet, use the red arm. It has a black arm and a black handle and a red handle. And when you go to operate it in the ratcheting position, you just ratchet the red handle. And it's just a sweet little tool, and it's hot. So we finally got it, of course, with Corona. Initially, we were hoping to have the tools in our hands in March, but early March. But because of what was going on overseas, all shipments were significantly delayed, and we just got them about 3 weeks ago. So for you guys, I'll be getting them out this week.
Well, you know what? You're talking about the red handle and the black handle. That follows along the lines of what you have on the big loppers, exactly the same, correct?
Correct. Yep. So the tool looks very similar to the G2 Lopper. Thus, that's why we called it the little G. But it is, obviously it doesn't have the capacity to cut, but 2 inches is a heck of a cut for a small lopper. And it's just great. It's lightweight. I mean, really, you can put this thing in your pocket. You can put it in the Sling Pack, the fully loaded Sling Pack with all the tools in it. You can still fit the little G in as well. And it's only 2 pounds. It's really going to be the go-to. It'll fit in your backpack, which is great. You'll be able to take a lopper out with you. Because, I mean, yes, you could bring the G2, but it's bigger.
Right.
So it wouldn't fit conveniently in your backpack. But you could throw this lopper in your backpack and not even know it's there.
Well, I've got the G2 here. Lengthwise, what's the little G compared to this one here? How much shorter is it?
Yeah, the big, the G2 Lopper tailed, top to bottom is about 38 inches. The little G is only coming in at 16 and a half inches. So it's,
less than half.
Almost, less than half exactly. Or, more than half the size. Yep.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's like you said, it's a game changer for going right into your backpack and for the weight of it and taking it further and deeper into the woods if need be.
Oh, it's perfect. It's a perfect add-on to our tool list. They're moving, so it's been great so far. It's been really great that we finally got them and we're able to get them out there now.
So you said it took you just got it back in here in the last 3 weeks. You guys were expecting these pretty quick at the beginning of the year, but like you said, everything with COVID kind of shut everything down, especially coming from China.
Yeah, and nothing. We don't have, our stuff isn't made from China, but the tool, all the shipping in and around Asia.
Yep,
that
shut down.
Was made,
yeah,
that tool is made in Taiwan. It affected all shipping.
Yeah, anything come across the ocean, no matter where it came from, everything was shut down.
Yeah, parts for other things, and it basically slowed everything down.
Europe, Japan. I mean, all around the world, and it really took a toll on manufacturing across the whole world. So, well, I'm glad you guys got them in. One thing we haven't talked about is the price. What's the MSRP on the little G?
Yeah, the little G is $69.95, and so it's right in that sweet spot. Right, you can get a pruner for $35 on our website, and you can get our G2 Lopper is $141.95.
Okay.
So it's kind of right in that sweet spot. It's about the middle of the road size between the ratcheting pruner and the G2 Lopper, and the price point is right in there as well.
And I assume warranty wise, is it the same as on the other products?
Everything, lifetime guaranteed, all components. Yes, sir.
Gotcha. There you go. You can't beat that.
No, you can't. And it's one thing. In one thing, folks out there, when you're listening to the show, you got to understand that Jerry and Scott stand behind their product 100%. This isn't just a hey, we'll throw it out there to you. They're standing by it with the money back guarantee, lifetime guarantee, of the product.
There's not many places out there, Jerry, that do that anymore. That stand behind a product 100%, where they'll give that lifetime guarantee. Yeah, and that says a lot.
When you find them, I know as myself as a shopper, when you find a company that stands behind their products and has great customer service, you tend to do more business with them.
Right?
I do.
Absolutely.
And we are, the one thing at EZ Kut is we spend a lot of time and great effort to make sure our customer service is second to none, and I'm very proud of our record and how we take care of our customers.
Absolutely. So, looking through the line, I know you guys have the pole saws. I don't have one here in studio, but I did bring the head of the pole saw in just because they're 15 and 20 feet long.
Well, yeah, right. They don't fit in most rooms even, right?
Right. This is the head that comes on it, but the pole saw, they're telescoping. I wish I could actually show that to you, but I'm telling you what, this blade it does the job. But this blade's a little bit different, and as with some of your other saws, you don't push to cut, you pull on it to cut, right?
Exactly. It's a draw saw is the technical term for it, and especially on a pole saw or working overhead, you can imagine as you work on a high limb above, if you can drag that blade down and it's doing its most effective cutting at that point, it's a lot easier, right? Pushing forward up above is tougher. So less pressure as you guide the blade over the limb going forward, and a little more pressure coming down with some speed. That saw is designed to cut like no other. It will just draw into that wood, and it will it's phenomenal. It's so enjoyable to use those pole saws, and they have been very popular as well. And I have yet to find anybody that hasn't just fell in love with the blades on these things.
Okay, so also on the ends, you've got the curled part of the blade, and it's actually sharp as well.
Yep, those are hooks at the end of the blade. So on your 20-footer, we have a double hook. On the 15-footer, we offer a single hook blade. Both blade teeth configurations are the same, with the exception of on the 20-foot blade, you have some Raker gaps, which help vent the blade. Well, those double hooks do two things. They keep the saw blade on the limb, right? So as you're drawing back, using some of the cheaper stuff, when you're cutting, a lot of times you'll fall off a branch. You'll go too far back, too far past that end of the blade, and it'll fall off the branch. Now you have to pick up the pole saw, try to get it back in that same channel. It's kind of difficult when you're 15 feet away from it. So those hooks stop you from coming off that limb. And then the hooks do they serve another purpose, which is they cut as well. So if you hinge up on a limb that you are trying to get off a tree and it hinges up on you, you can take that bottom hook and jam it up in there and cut the bottom of that hinge off and fall that limb. The top hook, you can cut suckers off of trees, right? Just a nice clean cut with the top hook. So it's like you mentioned, it's bladed as well. And just to let you know, those blades are made in Japan. They're Japanese steel. You can't find better blades. So it's phenomenal quality that's going to last you a lifetime.
So that's the name of the Kamikaze.
Yep, it's EZ Kut powered by Kamikaze is what we call this line. This is really our EZ Kut powered by Kamikaze is really our more professional line. I mean, all the tools are high quality, but our EZ Kut powered by Kamikaze is really where you're going to find cutting tools that are at the arborist level.
Okay.
But we keep our price point better. We're always trying to save people some money. We want to come in with a better price point. We want to have more ingenious tools, lighter weight, faster cutting, and get you to that arborist quality, because that's what we're missing in the hunting world, and quite frankly, in the lawn and garden. And I mean, most people are not used to using high-quality tools.
Right.
And when you realize how much more efficient you are, how easily it is to cut with these better tools, and how less work you have to do, and it's the fact that it's taking it easy on your body as well, it's the way to go.
Well, you look at what limited time most people have in the field. I mean, you work a 40-hour week. You want to bust up north to work on your property. And let's say you got, maybe you got 4 or 5 stands that you need to go in and trim. Do you want to spend all day doing that and grunting and really working, and then all of a sudden having a tool break on you? Or do you want to, buy some good quality stuff and get up there and get the job done, and so you can relax and sit back and crack a cold one when you're done?
Absolutely. So you get all that work done, and not to mention when you're going out in the field to hunt, you bring these pruners with, or you bring a saw with. I always do when I hunt. Well, because ultimately when you get out to your spot, you're probably going to have to do some fine tuning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's always that one limb that you wish you had cut.
That's right.
And there's nothing worse than going to your tools and they're broken, or they're not cutting right, or they're not working, and you can't do what you will need to do to be successful in the field. So, yeah, that's where we come in.
Okay, we got a question here from Ted. He's asking the practical reason for the deep notches that segment the blade. That had to be on the pole saw blade.
Yeah, that's those are called Raker gaps, and those gaps serve a dual purpose as well. Number one, they clear debris out of the channel as you're cutting. So a clear channel as you're cutting it allows you to cut more effectively. You don't have debris slowing down your cut. The second purpose they serve is they vent the blade. So you get air in there. That helps cool down the blade. Now, you're wondering, well, what does that matter? Well, it matters when you're a pro or you're just, there's a guy, I'll tell this story real quick, guys, if I have time.
Sure, go ahead.
When we came out with the pole saws, I sell a lot to outfitters, okay? Outfitters, I have a friend in Pike County, Illinois. His name's Chris Bishop. He runs an operation called Buck Chasers. He has over 9,000 acres that he hunts, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has over 750 stands that he clears. Okay, now, and I know there's bigger operations than that as well. There are a lot of operations that have just tremendous amount of tree stands. This guy was always using another brand that's pretty darn good. Okay, they are pretty good. We knew them. Scott and I knew of them because, we're in the cutting tool business. We have to know our competition, and we know who's good and not good. So ultimately, when we were starting to put this together, I really wanted Chris to use this because I knew he was using the competition, and he loved the competition so much. And he swore up and down. He said, "Jerry, I just don't think, I don't want to, I'll tell you if they're good or not, but I'll be honest, my brand X is not going to, I love them." So, okay, man, just give it a fair shot. Here's, he bought a 20-footer. He took it out there. He is so excited about that tool because the cutting is so excellent on it. And the lightweight, the pole saw itself, compared to the competition, is about 30% less weight, right? Overall. It depends on which tool you want to compare it to. But, we made it essentially about 4 to 5 pounds lighter than the competition, and it's phenomenal. So you can use it and not work, burn your shoulders out because the blade's doing the work for you, and the tool itself is lighter. And Chris Bishop down at Buck Chasers, absolute now, he sells them. He uses nothing but EZ Kut. He uses our pole saws only when he does his 700 stands. He's doing them right now as we speak, probably, and he swears by them, and that's a good testimony right there.
Well, you can another good testimony is on the lightweightness of the pole saw is when they see you at a show and they purchase one, they're able to walk around the show with the pole saw. So, like you said, you can tell that they're lightweight, easy to walk with because they're walking through the whole show with them.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Guys, when they come to us, we show them. We'll fully extend them. I can take that pole saw, I can hold it with one hand, fully extended, and reach out, and I could cut a limb with one hand. It's awesome. It's so exciting. We love them, and we're getting a lot of great response, and sales are cooking.
With everybody on the team, on the EZ Kut team, I know we've seen this quite a bit where people will do like a one-hand challenge. Who can cut the biggest limb the fastest? And they do with a 15 and the 20-footer. You just see them lay that thing up there and then whack, pull on it a couple times and bang, here comes a big, 2 or 3 inch limb down, and it just takes no time.
It's so satisfying. I love it.
It is, and usually the winner is Bree.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. She's good at it.
So Josh will like that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know that is just another advantage of EZ Cut. And Mike and I have used the pole saws and everything, and you're right. You can use it one-handed. You can use it two-handed. It doesn't get tired in your shoulders. It's awesome. No doubt about it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take our last break. We come back. We've still got a Sling Pack that Jerry is wanting to run a contest on, and we've already kind of figured out what we're going to do for the contest. So let's take our break. We come back. Jerry's going to tell us and give us the lowdown on how you can win a loaded Sling Pack. What do you think, Jerry? Sound good?
Excellent idea, gentlemen.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
Acceleration is part of PSE's DNA. PSE pioneered the speed movement. Now they've developed the vapor category to help you find the most powerful bows on the market to fit you.
High speed equates to intense power and building the momentum you need to be successful. Are you a vapor shooter? Find out at psearchery.com.
Last segment of the show, talking all good things EZ Cut. Talking with Jerry all the way down from, is it Mount Prospect, Illinois? Where's that at? Mount Prospect. Where's that reside in the state?
Where is it?
Yeah.
It's a suburb of Chicago. It's a northwest suburb.
Okay.
That's the best way I can tell. We're about 5 miles from O'Hare Airport, so not too far from the airport.
Mount Pleasant sounds like a little tiny town down in the middle of the state, full of trees and
Prospect.
Or Mount Prospect. I'm sorry, Mount Pleasant's here in Michigan. Mount Prospect, but it sounds like it'd be this quaint little town somewhere down the middle of the state. But you're up near the big city.
Yeah, we're more. It's still a quaint little town. It's not giant, but
okay.
It's not small either. I guess.
I got you.
It's just a small suburban town outside of Chicago. Yeah.
Well, we're in the last segment of the show. Mm-hmm. I think we need to know the answer to the question to see if we got our winners.
All right. So,
you ready?
Yeah. The question you asked was.
I asked, when did EZ Cut start? The actual start of EZ Cut, and the answer is 1988.
We got quite a few of those.
All right, 1988.
People were checking out the website. That's what I wanted them to do. So good.
If you could type fast enough, you could get over there and you could get the answer to that. So
right.
Yeah.
So Danny's going to check, see who the first 5 correct answers were for that question. But we're going to turn you loose now, and we're going to talk about this Sling Pack that you wanted to present to somebody. How are we going to do that, Jerry? Tell us what we're going to do.
Okay, so here's the deal for our fully loaded Sling Pack, which is going to include our G2 Lopper, obviously our Sling Pack, our original EZ Kut Ratcheting Pruner, our Pruner Sheath, our Wow Saw, and our EZ Kut Carbide Sharpener. All that is part of our EZ Kut fully loaded Sling Pack. That is a retail value of over $290. Okay? The winner, what you need to do, I shouldn't say the winner, you can enter this way. We want you to like both Up North Journal and EZ Kut Products Facebook pages. We want you guys to comment, okay, on those, why you think the EZ Kut Sling Pack can help you in the outdoors, wherever. And then, lastly, I want you to go to our EZ Kut Products website and register there. You do all those things, and you will be entered in to win that fully loaded Sling Pack, and we'll announce that. Guys, Mike, and that's up to you when we want to announce that. But I would say give this a few days.
Okay, you want
to? Absolutely. We'll talk about it during the week. We'll do some live drops. We'll get the word out. We'll give people some time. Get people to get their friends to get in on this, because the estimated value of this Sling Pack is
over $290.
So there you go. Almost $300 in a Sling Pack. We're going to give one away free, courtesy of EZ Kut and Jerry. He gave you the details of how to. If you missed it, you can Facebook us. We'll get you the information how to do it, and we're going to let it run for a little while. So get in.
Hope to announce next week on the show. So
It's a great prize, and I'm good luck to all of you.
I'm telling you what, a $300 prize is nothing to sneeze at, and I'm telling you, whoever wins this is going to be using this thing all the time. I guarantee that. It's a great piece of gear to have at your disposal, at your house, up north at your cabin, or down south at your cabin, wherever your cabin's at. And there's so many uses for this thing. So,
okay, Chris Brackett is on here, and he wants me to ask, who was the original owner of EZ Kut? Now, Chris probably knows, but Jerry's going to tell us.
Chris for sure knows. The original owner was Buster Greenway, and that is believe it or not, I met. When I bought my first ratcheting pruner, it's funny, Chris Brackett's on here. I think at that same show, I met Chris Brackett. I mean, he didn't know me from Adam. It wasn't until years later that Chris Brackett saw us at the Deerfest show in West Bend, Wisconsin, and he came up to me and Scotty, and he said, "Hey, man, you guys got to check out this." You got to check out this new the TV show I have. It has the pruner in it. Make sure you tell the owner, okay, of EZ Kut that I got him all over it, and it's a great show, and it was a phenomenal episode. And we said, well, we're the owners. And he said, yeah, we said, yeah, we just bought it. And he goes, oh my man, we got to talk, blah, blah, blah. I've been using these for years. And it, that was what we love about Chris is that, a lot of TV shows and a lot of people will talk the talk, but, with him, we saw that he walked the walk. I mean, he had already used these things, not just used them because, he wanted promotion. He used them because he believed in it, and he knew it would help this hunting, and he knew it was the best dang tool he ever used as far as a pruner for that type of situation. And we love that about him. And we remained friends and still work together ever since. So it's been awesome. And yeah, but Buster Greenway is the guy he bought his pruner from, just like me.
Now you gotta love it. A guy named Buster.
That's right.
He can't go wrong with that, right?
That's a good solid name right there.
Right. And where do they comment again for the giveaway?
So comment on Facebook when they go to like our pages. They need to comment. Essentially, they can easily comment on either one of our pages, like and comment on our EZ Kut Facebook page why you see the Sling Pack as valuable and how it can help you in the woods, at the farm, on the ranch, wherever.
If you want, take a picture and post it as well. Say, you know what, I got this right here, this fence row I want to clear. This is going to be great, or whatever. Or I got my deer stand. Be creative.
Yep. And you got to cut, you do those Facebook likes, you get on our website, you register there, it'll pop up. You can register right there. You put your email in. We'll make sure we're cross-referencing that. We'll draw that name and we'll announce that soon.
Okay. Now the EZ Kut website is
www.ezkutproducts.com. So it's the letter E, the letter Z, KUT products.com.
Just like right here on the shirt, EZKUT.
That's right.
There you go.
It's a K, not a C. Don't make that mistake.
That's right.
So
get
over there and check them out.
That's right. So 1988 was the correct answer. I will go back through the live feed and get the correct answer in the order that they came in, and I'll come on later and announce who won. Remember, we're going to have this great giveaway of a Sling Pack. So I'm telling you, my poor brother, he's over there cutting up a pile of tree branches right now, and he wishes he had loppers. But
tell the story about your brother getting a hold of the loppers.
Oh yeah, so my brother and I went up to camp last year, and I had the EZ Kut Sling Pack with me, and I said, hey, check these out. And I gave them to him. I showed him how to do it. And I never saw him again for the rest of the weekend because he was cutting everything in sight.
And now Danny has a 40-acre clear cut.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So it was. You know what, Jerry? Between you and Scott, these products are just phenomenal to use out in the woods. They're phenomenal to use in the yard. I use the hand pruners in my yard all the time.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate that.
Well, we got to know a little bit before we let you go. What have you got planned? You got anything on the hunting horizon here anytime soon? I mean, season's just, 3 months away now, 3.5 months away. I mean, we're, I think, under 100 days now.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to whitetail season. I'll be honest with you. I'm planning to really cut some time out for myself, since especially it looks like show season's over for us, essentially. I do not think we'll be doing shows this year. It's possible, I guess, but a lot of times we would have some shows in October and November, and definitely in December. So I would like to, I'm going to cut a lot of time out for my whitetail hunting. I do have, I plan to muzzleload in Pike or Adams County in December. I'm going to get after it hard with the archery, and I'm going to try very hard to make November just block it off and do nothing but hunting. And that's pretty much it.
Nice. Well, you know what? Yep. You guys work hard all year long. You know, I know it's bad that we've got this COVID deal and it's killed these shows, but you know what? It may be a blessing. Maybe you can have a great hunting season this year and get out and spend a lot of time in the field. You know, and that's what it's all about, really, is just getting out and enjoying it.
Yep. It would be great. I mean, really, when we started an outdoor business or bought into an outdoor business, we thought we'd be hunting all the time. Well, that actually the opposite has happened. So maybe this is all going to be, like you said, a blessing, which we'll see. You know,
it's strange. You know, we all get into the outdoor industry, whatever you deem that part of it is for you. You know, I mean, for us, it's doing the podcast and the live stream show here, going to shows and repping for companies that we believe in. And you think, man, that's going to be great. We're going to get a lot of time. We're going to do this, that, and the other. And all of a sudden, it's not that we don't regret it, but we find out it does require a lot of time. It's not for the faint of heart.
No, I mean, if you're passionate about anything and you want it right, you're going to have to work hard and you have to make it good, and that's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
that's it.
It really does separate the men from the boys, you know, as far as who wants to get involved and make a difference. And that's what I tell people. I said, we don't do this to make money. We don't make money at this. We do it because it's a passion. It's a way of life for us. But we also like to give back and draw others into the outdoors and share it with them. And that's really why we do what we do.
Yep. Right on.
So, well, I tell you what, we're bumping up here towards the end of the show. We'll go ahead and wrap up the podcast.
Yep, let's wrap up the podcast.
So make sure you get over to their website, ezcutproducts.com. Register, like our Facebook page, like EZ Kut's Facebook page, and then drop a comment on either one of why or how you would use a Sling Pack. Like I said, if you want, you know, throw a quick little video clip with your cell phone or a picture and show us. You know, be creative and have fun with it. So for the podcast portion, that'll do it for us this week, folks. Next week, Danny, we've got
none other than Bobby the Man Vargas from PSC.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys tune in next week for that. That'll do it for us this week, folks. We'll be back again next week. This episode was brought to you by PSC Archery,
Buck Bait,
Better the Hunt,
Rebel 6 Rubs and Seasonings,
EZ Kut,
Lim Walker Game Calls,
Hunter's Plain Coffee,
Packer Mac,
Fourth Arrow Camera Arms,
Scent Blocker,
Scent Lock,
Copper John,
and Stanislawski Release Aids.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe. Until next week on the Up North Journal.